the grandson of Right Thought. Welcome to the School of Marvelous Light. Peace on you, little flock. First of all, this morning, I just want to say how proud I am of you all, little flock. Your diligence, your perseverance, your adherence to the truth in a world full of lies, traps at every turn, booby traps at every corner. But you continue to persevere and you continue to hang on the skirt of Yahusha and on the hem of his garment so that you can remain in his healing grace. But I'm proud of you all, and I'm grateful to be a part of this flock, to be associated with it at all. I'm grateful. I love my family. And recently, I made a post on my community page, and I asked a question. It was a poll, and everybody's getting the right answer, 100%, which is what's got me feeling this way. You see, being proud of the little flock, hanging on to the truth. But today, I'm going to talk about something that's very important. And it's a message for both men and women, but men will greatly benefit from this. So you brothers who are listening to this message, you are going to greatly benefit in all aspects of your life by listening to this message. Understanding what we're talking about here will cause you to walk in a higher path, walk on a higher path. You see? Women, this will help you as well because these same principles apply to both genders. So today we want to talk about ruling over the emotions, ruling over the water, walking on the water. Okay? How do we do that? What is walking on the water, first of all? How do we do it? Well, the water represents emotions, feelings. The woman. See that today, little flock? And the man represents thought. So when a stormy situation comes into our life, see, you understand what I'm saying here? When a storm arises upon the waters, now brothers, all of y'all who are listening to this message, who have been with a woman, understands that there are cycles of times or an ebb and a flow of the woman's emotions. There are cycles of the woman's emotional state. It flows through changes. It doesn't stay the same. And we know that one of those states is tumultuous. And you, all my sisters who are listening to this message, you can attest that what I'm saying is true, right? That there comes a time in your life where you're just over emotional and you don't know why. They call it hormonal, or, sorry, for lack of a better word, PMSing. You see that today? You go through a cycle every month, correct? You see? An ebb and flow of water. The moon affects the ebb and flow of the water. Well, does the moon affect the woman's period? Because it affects the water, which is the woman. See how it's all connected? So she goes through a monthly cycle, a moon, which is the word month, comes from the word moon. She goes through a moonly cycle, you see? And as she passes through those cycles, she gets very emotional at one stage of those cycles. Sometimes she's chipper and happy and got full of energy and bounding around and skipping through the flowers. And then the next minute she's sad, depressed, doesn't want to be bothered, mean as hell, will thrash your ass, scratch your eyes out and everything. Now, brothers, when a woman passes through that state, I want you to focus on the part that I said passes through. She's not going to stay in that state forever. That's why it's called a cycle. She's just passing through it. So when you pass through a tumultuous, stormy situation, you as the man, what should you do when the woman becomes overly emotional? Now, a lot of times, men have the tendency to get caught up in the storm. In other words, react to what they see and hear. And they start asking questions like, why? Why are you so upset? Why? She doesn't know why. So then let's not ask that. Let's scrap that. See how I'm saying you're going to benefit from this, brothers? You won't ask a woman why anymore. You throw that out. You see, it just is a part of it. So now it's not personal. It's not emotional. I'm just on a boat and there's a storm and it will pass. See, the storm doesn't last forever. Everybody knows this. The storm represents a highly emotional state, a highly volatile emotional state. That's what a storm actually means. Because the storms and everything that you see will pass away. Everything that you've experienced in the three will pass away. Because it was just an allegory. It was to show you a higher principle. You see? So a storm is to show you the internal state of an emotional person. It becomes stormy. Now, what did Yahushua teach us to do when the outside circumstance or the woman gets pissed off and emotional? Stormy. What did he show us to do? To go to sleep. Oh my goodness, can you hear this wisdom today, little flock? I told you, brothers, you'll understand if you can grasp it. Now watch this. When the man goes to sleep, Yahushua, when he goes to sleep, the ones who are emotional, highly emotional, because there are some on the boat who are, correct? There's some on the boat who are highly emotional, correct? So those ones who are highly emotional, how did they feel about the man sleeping? So then I'm going to ask you a question. How would your woman feel about you if she's highly emotional and you fall asleep on her? She's going to act like those men acted. You don't care? Isn't that what they said? Isn't that what your wife will say? If while she's all emotional and throwing shit around, you're just in the room just chilling, just relaxing, drinking some lemonade, looking out the window at the birds singing. And then she comes to you and says, you don't know what happens? You don't care about me? You didn't hear about what happened to me today? Isn't that what the men on the boat were saying to Yahusha? You careth not for us? We perish. We die. It's like that woman going to say to you when she gets all emotional. You don't care? The bills are piling up. They're talking about foreclosure. They're talking about they're going to do this, they're going to do that, and then this is going to happen and that's going to happen. You don't hear that, husband? Huh? You don't care if we die? See all the pressure she's trying to put on you, just like those men tried to put on Yahusha? Was he under pressure? No, he wasn't. That's what I need you brothers to understand now. My people, I need you to stop being overly emotional now. I need you to understand that there's no reason to be overly emotional. It's not your state, brothers. Your role is the peace be still role. In other words, that was what the man did on the boat. Those other men were in an effeminate energy. They were fearful. They were scared. They were crying out. You don't understand that? So let me see. There's a tumultuous situation. There's a man there and a woman there. Which one would you expect to be the calm one? Okay, then. See how it's easy to understand? You don't expect the woman to be calm while the man is holding his cheeks panicking. So then don't. Become calm. Sleep. Sleep is akin to death. Do you understand that today? So then die. Now, how often do we, as the men of the little flock, how often do we die? See how this shit be collecting like Legos? You see how it just connect? Do you see it? Because I do. I see how it connects. Sleeping is akin to death. How often do we die? We die daily. So then die today. Then die today. Since you die daily, if you die daily, is today exempt? That's what I thought. So what are you supposed to die to? the carnal mind, which is death. Oh my goodness, can you hear that right there? Die to death. Oh my God, can you hear it? Because what is death? Death is you going, what are you so upset about? Oh my God, they said they're going to foreclose the house. Oh shit, you're right, man. Let's get some buckets of water and start throwing the buckets off. Do you understand that? You're not walking on the water in that moment. You're not dead. If you seek to save your life, then you're not dead. Does a dead man seek to save his life? If you see a dead person in a situation, anything is happening to them outside of their control because they don't have any say in it. You could smack a dead corpse right on the face. He can't block you. He can't stop you. He can't even say ouch. So then when your woman smacks you, see, your woman, women don't get offended. Your woman means your emotions. They try to get your attention. Oh, I'm so fucking frustrated. Oh, I'm just so mad. I'm so pissed off. Oh my God. Ugh. See? When you start saying I'm so this, you're saying God. So you better hope you're not taking his name in vain by saying things like I'm so frustrated, so upset, so pissed off. You understand that, little flock? Dead person doesn't say that. He just is there laying there. That's what Yahushua was doing. So watch this now. You're living in the house with a woman. The woman gets all emotional, gets all mad, and wants to argue with you. Die. Now she's arguing with the corpse. Who's the fool here? Don't you look stupid? Standing over a damn sepulcher with somebody laying in there, a coffin, with a man laying in there, and you're arguing with him about something that happened in your life that he has no control over anymore. He can't do anything about it. He's gone. Well, the same thing happens to you when your wife want to scream and holler at you and get all emotional and mad. Your job is to always stay cool, calm, and collected. You're not a woman. You're a man. So your job is to stay cool, calm, and collected. So then let's translate spiritually. What does that mean for you, man or woman? It means your thoughts are to always be cool, calm, and collected. Your thoughts are. Because when your emotions get riled up because of what you're experiencing, your thoughts have to die. They have to let it pass. Oh, my goodness gracious. Because it will. So then the two of the most powerful weapons that a man has at his disposal when dealing with a woman. Listen good here. Unless you don't want to benefit, then don't listen. But if you do, then listen. Two of the greatest weapons would be patience and silence. Because a dead person looks to be both of those things. Ooh, can y'all hear this today or can you not hear it today? Can you hear it today or can you not hear it? To the pure, all things are pure. So even when we talk about death, we don't hear anything gruesome. We hear something positive. We hear transition. That's what we hear when we hear death. One state to another. From one place to another. That's what we think about when we think about death. So then if I'm in a tumultuous situation, I transport myself psychologically and mentally to a new location through the power of my imagination, which is the gift that he gave us by grace. Oh, can you hear it today or not? Can you hear it today or not? If you get emotional, then you become one with the storm. But if you stay calm, the storm becomes one with you. That's biblically proven by Yahushua. So then, are you supposed to be one with your wife, or is your wife supposed to be one with you? Well, in this world, when a man and a wife marry, does he take her name or does she take his? So then really, she becomes one with him. Because she came out of him. So she's just going back in, guys. There's no need to get all offended and all upset about it, as if one is better than the other one. You need both. So what does it matter if one looked better or one's taller or one got more muscles than the other one? What does that matter when you need both? I'm looking at a plug. Now I need my TV to come on, but it's not plugged in. Will it come on? No. So I need two things to come together. I need the outlet and the plug to come together. When you have an outlet in the plug, you call one side the male side and one side the female side. The male side of the plug is the side you penetrate the outlet with. So you need male and female principle to get power. It's everywhere around you. Told you that. I told you that. You have to submit to it. Stop hating one another because you're hating yourself. If woman came out of man and women hate each other, then the man is hating his own damn self. That's actually what it means. So since he's the head of woman, what happens when he starts to love himself? She will, because I told you, the storm will follow. Right thought. It will become one with the right thoughts. Peace be still and a great calm. See? They didn't say, watch this, does a wife obey a husband? Is that what we say? So then what did the wind and the waves do with Yahusha? What's the word it used there? What manner of man is this that the wind and the waves obey him? He proved who his wife was. She listens to him. So he must be the husbandman. Oh my goodness gracious. Does the scripture call him husband to a bride? He's waiting for his bride to be ready. See that there? But in this world, men get caught in the chaos. So your thoughts get caught in the chaos of what you feel. That's a fact. I don't care who you are and where you come from. You have been in a situation where you were fine psychologically, in your soul and mentally. But something happened. It started to irritate you around you. Somebody was nagging you. Somebody was provoking you. A situation was provoking you. Something happened and your emotions got involved. When that happens, your emotions get involved, that is the moment for your thoughts to become quiet and become patient until the storm passes by. Because it will. Because we don't walk by sight, but we walk by faith. So if you know it will pass because you understand the truth on several levels, a storm doesn't last forever. It will pass. So there's no need in me fighting the storm, because what happens if you fight the storm? With the buckets, you don't get anywhere. What happens if you stand out there with a big plastic bag? I'm going to catch all the rain so it doesn't land on the ground. You'll fail. In other words, you can't prevent the storm from coming. You can't prevent the woman from becoming overly emotional at times. Don't rule over her harsh, but dwell with her with understanding. So then when you're living, don't think harsh thoughts against your own feelings. God damn it, why do I think like that? I know I'm supposed to be thinking like this and feeling like this, but God, man, this shit pissing me off. See? So dwell with your wife with understanding. Okay, I understand that there comes times when a storm comes, just like life. You see? Yesterday, a hailstorm came through here. I'll post a quick little video that I posted yesterday during the hailstorm. It passed through. And so you see the water and things, the puddles of water. But yet you see the sun shining and it's a clear, bright, shiny day today. So then that means that storm just passed through. And now there's calm and peace and bright, shiny happiness. Do you see that? So by faith, I know that. I know that on the other side is peace. It's calm. It's still. I know that because my shepherd only leads me around a particular type of water. Oh my goodness, can you hear me today or what? So what am I saying to you? Right thought only leads you to still emotions, to calm emotions. So how do you know you're listening to someone who thinks right when they're giving you advice about life or when they're teaching you about the truth? How do you know that what they're saying is valuable to you? I just told you how. I just told you how. You will go from one state to another state. You will learn how to overcome the emotional state that you're in. That proves that that's a husband who's talking to you. Don't you get it? Right thought is the husband to the right feelings. He can lead you to the right feeling. So what does it say about Yahusha? He leadeth me green pastures beside still Waters, that means calm emotions. That's where he leads me to. So when I'm in a tumultuous situation, I become dead and still. And the right thought will lead me out of that state into right feelings, into how to feel right. Peace be still. Yahushua was dead. The men came and complained, and he said, peace be still, and everything became peaceful and still. Because that's where he leads you. Because that's where he is. And where I am, there you shall be also. So he's in green pastures near still waters. That's where he's at right now. What is green pasture? Right thoughts. Green pasture feed you. You eat it. You see? It's right thought. Still waters is right feelings. Those things go together really good for a sheep. Green pastures and still water go good for me. They go together real nice and good, like a man and a woman do. You see what I'm trying to explain? Like thoughts and feelings do. Because when a man and a woman ain't nothing but thoughts and feelings. That's what they actually are. That's what I'm always proving to you guys. There's nothing else to talk about because that's what makes you you. Nothing outside of your thoughts and feelings make you what you are. It's your thoughts and feelings that make you what you are. So then if I'm a minister of God, what should I be talking to you about? Now, what only can I talk to you about is how to get to the right feelings. That's what I'm here to do for you, honestly, is what I'm truly doing. Leading you to how to feel right. By right thought, because that's the only way you can feel right, is to think the right thoughts first. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. In other words, the man has to become aroused by the woman in order to lay with her and put his seed inside of her. The seed is the results that he's looking for out of her. Do you understand? So your thought will plant a seed, peace. It will plant that seed into your feelings, and then that will grow into the manifestation of peaceful feelings. But the seed has to be planted first, or you won't get the baby. Do you see that there? So do you see why he's called a husband? And do you see why he's coming to redeem his bride? Who is his bride, obviously, now? The ones that are by still waters, the ones that are in green pastures within themselves, because that's where the kingdom of heaven is. You see? That's where the kingdom of heaven is. It is within you. Your thoughts and feelings are within you. And so they must agree. Well, the only way you think wrong is if you feel wrong. So that means that when you think wrong, you listen to wrong feelings. And you let the wrong feelings is Jezebel. You let Jezebel rule your house and you became an Ahab. Now let's see. Let's test this theory. Ahab and Jezebel were married, you see. Jezebel ran shit. Ahab was a jellyback. No nuts. You see? Let emotions lead him. Well, we see that he wanted a certain field. Okay? He wanted a certain plot of land, but it was already owned by another man. Now watch this. And the man was not willing to sell the land. So in other words, he couldn't get the land, but he still wanted it. So his feelings devised a way to get it, and his thoughts went along with him. In other words, Jezebel devised a scheme to get the land and kill the man. And Ahab went along with that thought. So he let wrong feelings, in other words, desire for something wrongfully, just like everybody else. That's what sin is. When you let the woman rule you, that's why the man is the head of the woman. Your thoughts got to lead you. If your thoughts are telling you no, then don't let your woman lead you into sin. Don't let her. Your thoughts are saying no. That should be enough for you to say, I shouldn't do it. Just because my feelings are saying yes, I should. Well, R. Kelly taught you guys about that. My mind is telling me no, but my body, my feelings, is saying yes with a big old scream. Yes. I don't want to hurt nobody. But I must confess. You see what I'm trying to say here? Interesting choice of words there. My mind is saying no, but my body's saying yes. Thoughts Mind. My thoughts are telling me no. Why? If what you're doing is right, why is your mind telling you no? Because you know that what you're doing is wrong. Now, is he in all kinds of shit now and in jail because of his body? So out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. He's saying about it. That's what happens when you let Jezebel rule you. Jezebel is drunk off of the blood of the saints. She deceives them into desire that their mind tells them no about, just like your mind tells you no. But if you want to be a real man, then that's the man saying no. So then if you don't go along with that, then you're not a man. Hear this nice and good, little flock, what I just said there. If the man in you is saying something and you rebel and don't go along with it, then you're not the man. Or else, if you were, you would have done what the man inside said, but you didn't. You did what the woman inside said. So then who are you? Oh, my goodness gracious there, little flock. Isn't that interesting? Yeah, it is. The house is not in order. And if the woman rules the house will fall because the emotions go through stages. So how can she be counted upon to rule? Do you see what I'm saying, little flock? How can your feelings be counted upon to rule your house when they go through all those vicissitudes that you know they do? All these back and forths that it goes through. 1 minute you're happy, 1 minute you're sad, 1 minute you're grumpy, 1 minute you're intelligent, 1 minute you feel like you're stupid, 1 minute you feel like everything is good, 1 minute you feel like you're bad, 1 minute you feel like you're on top of the world and nobody, your shit don't stink, the next minute you feel like you ain't shit and can never be anything. What is all of this going back and forth? Just like the tide does. It goes back and forth on the shore, doesn't it? So we want something that's steady. Well, that's the husband who's always calm and still. So he can be trusted upon to give us sound advice to bring us to those feelings that he has, the right feelings that he has, which are the calm and still emotions he feels. If he's not there, he can't bring you there. Okay, I don't know. Maybe you guys can't hear me. If you're not calm and still, you cannot lead anybody to that place. You can only lead people to where you are. Isn't that obvious? So if you're emotionally unstable, if you're upset, if you're quick-tempered, you will only lead the other person there. So then when your woman feels those feelings, then what does that mean? If you go along with them, then you're letting her lead you there, which is where her feet take hold of hell. Isn't it? When your woman is all upset and she cannot be consoled because she's going through that stage I told you about, if you try to talk to her, if you try to calm her down, if you try to tell her the right way to be, if you try to tell her what to do, that shit gonna backfire on you. Because at that moment, you're casting your pearls before swine. You're casting the good things of God before a dog who will only trample it and turn around and rend you. And any man who has been married or been with a woman for any extended period of time has suffered that exact experience. So I don't want you guys to sit up here and act like it ain't real, what I'm saying to you today. Because it is real. Because it is real. You're like, I came home, my wife was all upset. Why do you think people say happy wife, happy life? Abba is daggering the world lies right now, guys, if you're paying attention. He's killing all the lies off right in front of your face. Happy wife, happy life is a lie. What it means is, if you feel good, then you're happy. If I give myself something that feels good, then I'm happy. And you see people actually do that with their life. Super obese people, they eat. They know they're fat, but they can't stop eating because it comforts them, they think. But then it comes with death afterward. It comforts you for that moment, but then when you look in the mirror, you're not comforted. When you can't get up out of that bed, you're not comforted. You're ashamed. So then let's deal with the facts of what it's really bringing you. It's bringing you shame. Fuck how it make you feel. Shit. Nigga can take a needle with some fentanyl in it and put it in his veins. He gonna feel real good for a second or two. But what's gonna come next? Death is coming, and you know it is. That's why the fire trucks gotta pull up with the EMTs jumping off with the EpiPens in their hands. That's why. Because you'd rather feel good than actually be in a good state. You would rather feel as though you were and not be than to actually be, even though it may seem as though you're not. Yahushua was in a feel-good place on that boat, even though it seemed like he wasn't. Oh my God. He said, I'm the good shepherd, which means I'm the good husband. See that? The good husband. So if he's the good husband, then that means that he don't cheat on you. He doesn't lie. He doesn't manipulate. He doesn't bear false witness. He has no guile in his mouth. That is a good husband. I will never leave you nor forsake you, and I have no guile. So when I speak truly, and you always lead me to good cheer, good emotions, good feelings. That's all you ever do. You never lead me to bad ones. Even when you left, you said sorrow hath filled your heart. But don't let it, because I'm going to send you the comforter. If I don't go back, I can't send the comforter. You hear that today, little flock? The comforter. I told you guys the mystery of the comforter. Told you guys. Who did Mary go live with? Yahusha told you, because Yahusha is the one who orchestrated it. Behold, this is now your son. Behold, this is now your mother. And from that day forward, he took Mary into his own house. That was the one whom he loved, John, which is what I keep telling you guys all about. John is the one who's going to remind you of Christ, because he's in his bosom. He knows him better than anybody else. And if somebody says that's not true, then you know they're lying, because Yahusha loved him. It distinctly said that for that reason. He is the bride. He is in his bosom. He does not leave. He does not turn away. That's why he was at the cross. Where were the rest of those men? Where were they? See how they weren't in a calm state? See how they weren't in a still state of being dead to their own feelings? They were scared for their lives. So they hid and they locked the door and they stayed in there. John wasn't in the house. He was at the cross. Oh my goodness gracious. I don't know if you guys can hear that. And that's why he was told the words that he was told at the cross. He comforts you by reminding you of your husband. That's his job. He reminds you of the husband, the branch, the true vine. You think the branch is going to come and not remind you of the true vine that he sprang forth from? It's so beautiful when you understand the grandson. I told you guys that. I am the true vine. Ye are the branches. For without me, you can do nothing. So one of the branches reminds the other branches of that. Isn't it obvious? And it just happens to be the one that's in Yahusha's bosom is the one that reminds us. Now, who would you send to remind the world of you? Watch this. Watch how easy this is to understand. If you had the 12 disciples with you, would you send Judas back to the world? If you departed, you would send Judas back to the world? Well, he can't be sent back. He dead. So we know how that went. Or would you send the one that's in your bosom, that one that you love? Would you send that guy? The one you gave your mother to? I don't know if y'all can't hear that or not. A man wouldn't give his mother to just anybody to take care of. He's going to give him to the one he trusts, the one that he knows will keep his way. Or otherwise, my mother can't live with you, nigga. If I can't trust you, I'm not sending my mother there. Yahusha is all-knowing. Therefore, he sent him to the right one. And that right one was John. Because John is able to do this. That's why. Isn't it obvious? He's able to actually remind you of the real truth of the husband. Not no fake-ass husbands that those other people are out there talking about. If they're talking about the same husband I'm talking about, how come they don't teach the same thing I teach? How come they teach some other doctrine? They don't teach the good news of how to be free by how you think. Because as you think is what you are. Well, I don't know how to think good things. I don't know how to think rich thoughts. That's what I'm here to do. To help you, to teach you how. See what I'm trying to say? So that where I am, there you can be also. Where are you, grandson? I'm with Yahusha. I'm in his bosom. I don't ever leave there. I'm in Yahusha's bosom. He's telling me this. Isn't that what he said? He should not speak of his own, but he should receive of mine. So it's like, Daddy, what you want me to say? Say this, son. And you know your son's going to say it. That's called trust. Just like when the father leaves and he says, I'm going away, son, to his oldest son. He says, I'm going away. Take care of your mother while I'm gone. You look out for her and you keep her safe. You keep her calm. You keep her in good cheer. Keep her joyful until I come. Don't let her sink down into sadness and despair. Don't let her forget me. Don't let her forget my return and the gifts that I come bringing. Remind her of everything that I told her. I shall. And I do. So if I couldn't, then everything that I've said is a lie. But that's what you actually see happening here. You hear a distinct doctrine coming forth. It's only distinct because it's unadulterated. That's what I'm telling you. Unadulterated means it's not being cheated on. What he tells me, I tell you exactly. I don't take it and then match it with something somebody else said and try to make it make sense what somebody else said and try to make it seem like it's cool because this guy said that. I don't do that shit. I talk about what Yahusha said. I don't talk about what no nigga said because he ain't got nothing to say. Only my husband does. See why he trusted John with it? Because John has that attitude. He stays in his bosom. He doesn't go anywhere else. These three remain. One of those three, which was Peter, said, to whom shall we go? You have the words of eternal life. On this rock I shall build my church. On that attitude right there. On that state of feeling that you're putting off. That's what the church will be built on. That state of feeling that you're giving off right now. Can you hear that, little flock? The church is built on those who have founded themselves on that thought. See, founded on a rock, built on. The church should be built on. It has to be built on a foundation. That's the foundation. That attitude for your husband. Can't nobody else tell me shit. My husband said this, and that's all I'm listening to. That's what's the solid rock that he builds the church on. That feeling. Because that's the right feeling to have for your husband. Is it right, ladies? Or is it right to be an adulterous woman? To hate your man? To lie to him? To say you'll obey him, but don't actually listen to the shit that he tells you to do? To marry him, but then hate him and hate every aspect about him after you married him. But you loved him before you married him. So what kind of thinking are you doing? What kind of judgment are you women making out here when y'all are divorcing at an 80% rate? You're divorcing the man you decided to marry. That's not his judgment. That you judged that. You said yes. Why did you say yes if he's horrible? Why did you say yes if he ain't shit? Why did you say yes if he treats you bad? Why would you say yes if there ain't nothing good in him? Why did you say yes? He deceived me. So you weren't thinking about anything in your heart before you were deceived. You didn't want something for yourself when you married this man. You weren't caught up on outward appearance when you married this man. You weren't looking at the money when you married this man. So were you just as desperately wicked as he was when y'all married? Or were you being honest and he's the only one who lied? Stop lying to yourselves. Stop beating yourselves up because you're one. No one can deny that the woman was taken from the man. So then we're all just one big old man. One body named Christ. So then why fuss and fight with each other as if one's greater than the other, one's better than the other one? I told you, you can't have power until you put the... Thank you, Albert, for this. Now this is getting renovated, I guess. That's why it's got all this trash and everything out here. It's getting renovated out here, so you see. So they got some power running through, as you can see through the wall right there. They got wires, so they got some lights. But they ain't gonna have no light unless they do this part. Until they do that part right there. Until they do this part. Then they got power. They got to do this. See how the male and female are connected? Now you got power. Same thing with us as a church. When the male and female connects, now you got power. So that means when your thoughts and feelings agree, now you got power. Did Christ say where two agree concerning anything it'll be? See? So where is power? It's in agreeing. It's in submission to one another. That's where power is. You will not find power within yourself if you're separated within yourself. You won't. My mind is telling me, yeah, no, but my body is telling me, yes. Now you're powerless then. Now you're powerless then. Because you're warring. I can break your house up if y'all are arguing in there when I come. But if y'all are sitting there, both got a 12 gauge on your lap waiting for me, like, yeah, that nigga coming. We'll be ready, baby, won't we? She's like, I'm locked and loaded. Now he want to come try to break my house up. He can't. Uh-oh. Why can't he? Because I told you, no adulteration over here. I don't like another nigga coming around my house or my husband built. He built it and it's his, and I respect him for that. And I greatly reverence him because he loves me. See that the husband love his wife. Woman, see that the woman reverence her husband. Nigga, stop looking for love. You are the source of love. You want reverence. You ain't looking for love. You got that from within. Your husband loves you. I told you that's the only way love can come. It's out of the male source. Oh man, y'all don't hear this. Y'all don't hear this, do you? Mm-mm-mm-mm. The love is given from the man. The woman reverences the love that he gives. And he's not word and tongue when he loves her. Baby, I love you. I love you. I told you how that all works out when you do that. It's how he treats her. He doesn't lie. He doesn't leave her. He never forsakes her. He leads her to calm, still places emotionally. Every time she talks to him, she starts to reverence him for that and thank him and to recognize that's what he's doing and honor him for it. Because everything outside of her is bringing her into the wrong thoughts. It makes her feel good for a moment, and death comes right after knocking for his payment. Because the wages of sin is what? See that today, little flock? So, what are the two weapons I told you to use, brothers? When the storm comes, if it's your woman and she gets emotional and wants to argue, or she's upset, or she just walks in the house and goes, what do you do then? Silence, patience. Because she cannot sustain it. I don't care how strong of a woman she is. She can't sustain a storm. Sometimes she wants to just sit in it, just like you do sometimes. When you're looking out the window, it's a great storm outside. Sometimes it's just comfortable to be in it sometimes. You don't want it to last forever, but sometimes it's okay to just sit in the storm. Sometimes let the water fall over you. Sometimes just watch it. It helps you to sleep. Don't you get some good sleep during a thunderstorm? See what I'm trying to say? Why do you think those principles exist? Because if it's true on one level, it's true on all. When the storm was on the sea, Yahushua was asleep because it helped him sleep. He used it to help him be more calm. Oh my goodness. So then so should you. If you're sitting there and you're having a guy's day at your house, whatever, and y'all are watching the game and shit, and your woman comes in and she's irritating, got an attitude, you become silent and you become patient. Don't go over there. What's the matter with you? What you got an attitude for? See, you let her affect you already right then. No, you affect her, nigga. You lead her. She don't lead you. Or in other words, you looking like Jezebel and Ahab. See that there? Happy wife, happy life type shit. Okay? No, we discarding that for the new. And the man just lovingly leads. He doesn't forcefully lead. He lovingly leads. Because that's what Yahushua does with his wife. Leads beside still waters, man. Comforting me the whole time. That's right. That's how you lift someone out of bad feelings into right feelings. It's by comforting them. So that's why Yahushua sends the comforter. To comfort your feelings. Because if he comforts your feelings, then your existence will become comfortable. Easy, isn't it, little flock? So y'all be blessed today and greatly benefit, because a lot of food on this table. So if I was you, I'd eat it. Y'all be blessed today, little flock. Salam, Mr. Ayala.